Welcome to the Edge Outdoors. Yeah, I'm kind of huffing and puffing, but what are we up to today? Well, I'm not going to lie to you. It's a lot of work, but it'll hopefully be worth it. So stay tuned. Welcome back to the Edge Outdoors. Yeah, I've got headphones on, Mossy Oak, Your Ears Rock headphones. So, I'm huffing and puffing. We are doing some habitat work today, and I'm going to show you. So you just saw me dragging that pile of brush, and I'm going to show you what we got going on. In former videos, you've heard me talk about the east thicket and the west thicket. Now, what I'm going to show you, I'm in the middle, well, not the middle, I'm in the bottom end of the east thicket. You see a lot of deer come out of it, a lot of deer bed in it, a lot of deer use it. Mostly does and young ones because it's right up by the food, but that's what we like. The bucks will bed in the outer fringes, so try and have as much good bedding area right around the food to pack those does in there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flip the camera here. I'm going to show you the stem count that's in the east thicket, and the west thicket's even worse. Let me flip the camera here. We'll walk over and I'll show you a real good example of what we're working with here. So flip the camera, and that there is a stem count. You hear the word stem count used a lot, and right there, that is useless cover, basically. It's too thick for anything to really walk through it. Some of the does and little ones will eke their way through it, but I have yet to see a buck come right through that. So thick cover is good. I'm going to leave some of these walls, don't get me wrong, but what I'm doing today is I'm poking trails through strategic spots, and because in this bottom end it's really thick, but as you move towards where the food plots are at, like the sorghum is just off to my northwest here, I mean 40 yards. As you move further the thicket, it starts to open up, and we have a couple open spots where it's grass like this, and this is where they will bed. And then you can see there's a trail headed out, moving right towards the food plots, and Delena's blind, and double stand up there where I bow hunt a lot. We're just going to make it a little bit easier for them to use it. And what I'm taking all this down with is just a simple, it's my yard weed eater, but there's a twist to it. So it's just I'm not a real expensive gotta have it type guy. That's a Black Max Power head from Walmart of all places. But what I ordered online is a steel blade for this, for cutting trees, and I'll set the camera up and I'll show you how I walk through and I cut these. The biggest work part here is the fact of dragging that brush. Once you knock it, it's easy to go through and knock this stuff down, as you'll see, but then you got to pick it all up. The cool part about that is, though, is I can strategically place that wherever I want, and what I do with that, we're not going to burn it, we're not going to do anything like that. Ready-made rabbit piles, brush piles, and the deer, I got it piled up along the edge of the trees here. I'll pile it a little higher here. I'm just getting it all drug into place, but that there is a ready-made rabbit habitat. We don't just take care of the deer, as you saw with the wood duck boxes and whatnot. every living creature down here in the woods is taken care of. The only thing that I would probably say I don't want to take care of is the beavers, but that's a whole nother story for a different day. Not a fan of the beavers, as most land managers that are in a river bottom would probably tend to agree with me, but they're all part of the ecosystem, and they've actually helped me open up some of this east thicket themselves, but they also took down a tree that had my trail camera in it a couple years ago, so I think they have an alliance with the deer, but that's to be determined yet. But I will take you through this trail, and then I'm going to show you how I'm cutting these trees, and we'll wrap it up from there. So hang tight with me here. Hearing protection in this gig is a must. See if I can do this one-handed. So I ran out of gas, but I have more. I just decided that since I was through a tank of gas, I might as well take a quick break, and then I'll show you guys how this is all done and the rhyme to my reason of this. There's a couple different reasons. One is the travel reason, but then I'll show you when we wrap this up here what it all looks like, and the method to how I'm making these trails. So gonna have a Dr. Pepper, fill up with gas, and finish this out. This is the juice. Easy, convenient, already mixed. I know people will say, well, that costs a little bit more, but nice and sealed. Just don't accidentally drop a tree on it, but we're not leaking, so all good. And honestly, that made it easier to pour. I'll take that back. If you're gonna drop a tree on it, strategically do it so the spout bends over like that, and then it makes it a lot easier to fill your tank up. But tech tip there. All right, well, it's about 2 hours later from the last time I saw you, but we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. So I'll show you what I completed today, and this is pretty cool. I think this will work out good. I'm pretty excited about it, and I'm going to show you why this is kind of a... Actually, I'm going to say this is 3 different things all in one by doing this project. So we're in that area where it starts to open up. It's still really thick, but they can get through it a lot easier. But now what we did is where that thick stem count was, walk with me here, and I've got a nice open trail now, and I even clipped up above a little bit so they're not ducking under things. And the cool part is when you start dragging the brush out of here, it's like a natural rake, so it brought some of the leaves out with it. And what I did is, so we're making our way down. I'll try and speed up here so this doesn't take so long, but we're making our way down towards what I would call the backwater stand, or what I call the backwater stand. And it's on some of the videos where I sneak in the dark from the other side of the river. But come down here, we're almost to the bottom of the east thicket now, and I made a little area that shoots out to the side and comes right out here. You can see all the little stumps I cut off, and then there's the brush pile. Now when they come out over here, I think I've got just enough cover in that tree by the time there's leaves. You can see the stand is right there. So then they come down along this trail that works the edge. So come back in here, and the original trail now, where I just wide off, if you come out, then you'll see my Ranger down here now. And I will probably pluck some of these stems a little bit better. That way I can get my mower in here and actually mow through. Because what this does now, so we come out the end, and then there's a chip shot to the stand right there. You can get them to stop. You can see I got a mock scrape camera over it. And it'll all come together here. So you've got the trail coming down the edge of the thicket. You can see I got brush pile there now for rabbits, brush pile there now for rabbits. They can come out right there basically, and then right on the end as well. So what we did is we opened up a trail in there to add some sunlight in there so the weeds will grow up even better. We added some rabbit habitat, pheasants will utilize it as well. And we opened up some trails for the deer to make more use of this acreage here. So that's our project for today. I think I'm going to shed hunt a little bit now. It's already like 3 o'clock. I've been at it a long time today. So I'm going to shed hunt a little bit, but this should be a dynamite setup. Like I said, stands right up there. It should be a really good setup. Bucks will cruise. The river's right back behind it. There's a backwater comes up, and they cruise this, and then on a northwest wind, they can scent check this for does bedded up in there. So it's a really good November spot. And hopefully it'll be even better now. So go ahead and wrap this up. Thanks for watching again, tuning in to another episode of The Edge Outdoors. And habitat work, gonna do a little shed hunting now. If I do find something, I'll put a video together. We've been struggling a little bit. I probably jumped the gun a little too early. I think we still got a lot of bucks holding, but I was really after one certain buck, and I know he's dropped, so I've been putting the time in on that. See if we come up with it or not. But odds are we won't, but you never know. So all that being said, please take the time, if you would, like, subscribe, and hit the notification button so you don't miss a single episode of The Edge Outdoors. And until next time, get outdoors.